Cruise news time. Well, yesterday was a huge day for cruising. Two major cruise lines, newest cruise ships sailing with paying passengers. And I disembarked the Celebrity Edge yesterday, and there were some challenges. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Lido, Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news updates. Well, it's on everybody's mind. What is it like to cruise right now? And as you follow along with the cruising community, as you look at what people are saying in the comments and how people are interacting on cruise ships and how people are interacting on social media, there's a little bit of a divide. There are people that are really excited about cruising right now, that are ready to jump through whatever hoops to deal with whatever adversity and go cruising. And then there's people that are against all that. And so it's an interesting time as cruising happens, as we see people going on cruises, how people process all of that information. And I've had a little bit of interesting interaction with that. I'll talk about that more later. But let's talk about the two really big cruise news stories. A significant day, July the 31st, 2021, a significant day over there in Port Canaveral. For the first time ever, the Carnival Mardi Gras, we just call her Mardi Gras, on the sea with paying passengers. And there's a lot of coverage going on right now. You can't throw a stone without hitting one of your favorite cruise vloggers. It was interesting. I disembarked the Celebrity Edge yesterday and made the choice to come south to Miami to jump on the MSC Meraviglia on Monday. But I could have easily went north to Port Canaveral and got on the Carnival Mardi Gras. Fortunately for us, and the reason I didn't go north yesterday is I'm waiting to cruise with my lovely wife, Jenny. We're going to be doing that on the Carnival Mardi Gras on the 21st of August. And so even though I just got off a cruise ship, man, I had a little bit of that FOMO, the fear of missing out, as I watched all of my vlogging creative friends and people just in general on that ship having a wonderful time. Congratulations to Carnival. Congratulations to Mardi Gras. It's really a new idea, a new concept for Carnival. They're going with a zone approach, very similar to the neighborhood approach of Royal Caribbean. And all the footage that I've seen on that ship, it looks pretty cool. A lot of great food spaces on there, a lot of great activity and entertainment spaces. And I am certainly excited to go there on the 21st and share Mardi Gras with you guys. But don't wait for me, obviously. Make sure you check out your other favorite cruise creators to see what is happening on Mardi Gras. And they're out to sea. They're out to sea for 7 days and excited to see what happens there. And then not to be outdone, and I don't know that it's a planned competition, but we've seen it from the very beginning with Mardi Gras arriving to Port Canaveral, and then on the same day, Carnival Odyssey arrives to Port Canaveral. Well, now their very first cruise turned out to be on the same day. Odyssey was supposed to go prior to this. They were supposed to be the first one going out. And the Odyssey is down in Fort Lauderdale. She was right outside my window yesterday. But Odyssey is the newest cruise ship for Royal Caribbean. This is a wonderful ship. It's very similar to the Spectrum of the Seas that I was on in Asia. And they embarked passengers yesterday for their first cruise going out this week. Now, I think it is important that we touch on the new health protocols that rolled out just this week for Royal Caribbean and Celebrity around testing. If you're vaccinated, if you're unvaccinated, if you're going on cruises on Royal Caribbean and Celebrity, you are required to bring a negative test with you to the embarkation point. This is a test at your own expense. And that policy was so new for Celebrity that it did affect people getting on the Celebrity Edge yesterday. There wasn't enough time for people to get tested and bring it to the embarkation point. And so Celebrity provided testing at the embarkation terminal yesterday. And it caused some delays. Just to say that, it caused some delays. I do want to talk about that, and I will talk about that in a second. But let's just wrap this segment up saying a great day for cruising as Carnival Mardi Gras goes out, and Odyssey of the Seas goes out. Cruising continues to ramp up, more and more cruises going out. Even in this tumultuous time, the cruise lines are figuring out a way to cruise safely and bringing some sort of vacation normalcy to their customers, even in a challenging time. And that's a real positive story. But I do want to quickly talk about my Celebrity Edge cruise, how I felt about it, what it was like to disembark yesterday. But before I do that, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything that's going on in cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. And let me just say this before I get into all the details about Disembarkation Day. I had a wonderful week on Celebrity Edge. It was kind of magical. That's a cruise ship I've wanted to go on for a long time. I wanted to see the magic carpet. I wanted to test out the infinite veranda. I wanted to test out some of those restaurants. I wanted to see the ship, and it was a pretty spectacular week. But the end of the cruise reminded me of something that I've been reminding you guys of for a while. And so let's talk about the week on Celebrity Edge. On the Celebrity Edge, I embarked with no problem. It took me less than 20 minutes to get on the cruise ship. Once I got on the cruise ship, we were allowed to take off mask, and it was cruising as normal. No social distancing. You could belly up to the bar. You could do everything that you would normally do on a cruise ship. Again, there was no social distancing. This is a primarily vaccinated cruise. I believe we were in the 98th percentile vaccinated. We did have some kids on board, and I believe we did have some unvaccinated guests. But for the most part, we met that threshold that was put forth by the CDC, which allowed cruising to be normal, without mask, without distancing, all at the discretion of the cruise line. Now, as the cruise progressed toward the middle to end of the cruise, we did have a passenger that didn't feel well that presented themselves to the medical facility. They tested positive for COVID, fully vaccinated guest. And then that started a process. The very next day, we also got another case of COVID. All of it was handled according to the protocol. People were treated well. All the protocols kicked in. Celebrity did the right thing. I felt completely safe on that cruise ship. Then the following day, we hear of 5 more cases. So by the end of the cruise, we have 7 cases on Celebrity Edge, and it's at the same time that Royal is announcing their new testing protocol, and then Celebrity comes on at the end of our cruise, and they announce to people that are getting on the 31st that they also have to have a test before they get on. So you can see the shift with the health protocol. Before this change, there was no test required for vaccinated people to get on a cruise, only unvaccinated people. And with all the information that came out this past week about the Delta variant, about how breakthrough cases are going, about the viral load in breakthrough cases, the decision was made to start testing everyone who gets on the cruise ship. Now, changing a health protocol like that on the fly, super challenging, and it caused some trouble. There were reports yesterday of people waiting for hours past their check-in time, waiting out in the sun, having challenges. And so that brings us to this point. There's a couple things that you have to pack when you go on a cruise right now. And it's not the first time I'm going to say this message. You have to pack your patience, and you have to pack your grace. In totality, as I sat here and I thought about this, I talked to my friend Don. If you followed Don, he had trouble yesterday on the cruise ship. He had trouble getting his test results. He had trouble going back to Canada. He had to stay in Florida an extra day. He's still trying to figure out how to get home. And a lot of that is because of this rapidly changing health protocol on Celebrity Edge. I feel like Don got caught up in Celebrity really trying to make the cruise experience more safe by adding this testing protocol. But you can't make a cake without breaking a few eggs, and I feel like Don got caught up in the egg breaking yesterday. I had a challenge at Disembarkation, but it could have happened at any cruise. It really didn't have anything to do with the testing. I had bought a transfer to the Miami airport, and when I got out to where the bus was, the bus had already left. They said that my name did not get on the list somehow, and so I could wait around until they figured it out. I took matters into my own hands. I took an Uber down here to Miami, and at some point this week, I'll get on with customer service and see if I can get my $30 back for the transfer. A minor blip in what was a wonderful week of cruising. Don and I did have a conversation, had a live show last night about his challenges, and make sure you go watch that show, and it's very detailed, some of the challenges that we went through, and I've seen a lot of comments there talking about complaining and that kind of thing. I just want to lay this out here. Part of what we do is we try to convey to you guys exactly what the experience is. And, it worries me that some of the comments, and again, there's a mix of people out there, people that are understanding that this is going to be a tumultuous time for cruising, and then people that are looking for any reason whatsoever to take a swing at cruising. And sometimes the take a swing at cruising people are the most vocal. So I heard a lot of people, oh, you guys are complaining, you should have known that travel was challenging like that. And I just wanted to clear that up. I don't really feel like these conversations where we're relaying what happened, I don't think that should be construed as complaining, because the overall message continues to be the same for me. If you're cruising right now, you are in for for possible challenges. If you are cruising right now, there is a lot of change, a lot of chaos, and if you are not comfortable with the change and the chaos, this isn't the time to go cruising. Nothing is a problem until it's a problem, and that was certainly true on Celebrity Edge. Like I said, the beginning of the cruise was like so wonderful, so normal, but then, you know, things started to change as the virus showed up on board and the cruise line had to adjust, and then that took what was a very normal kind of even kill process and it threw it sideways. I saw ridiculous comments, I'll never cruise on Celebrity because of this. Every cruise line is going to go through this growing pain. Celebrity is not the only cruise line that's had to make adjustments on the fly. And so be careful what you say out there, because as soon as you start throwing stones at Celebrity, you're going to be throwing stones at your favorite cruise line. I just want to throw that message out there because it doesn't really matter how many cruises that you've been on. This is a brand new experience. This is a brand new time in cruising. And I'll continue to say, I believe for the next 6 months, for the next year, it's going to be tumultuous. And so if you don't have a tolerance for the chaos, if you don't have a tolerance, don't try to do this. That's my advice. And look, we're all human. It's hard to be gracious in the moment sometimes. It's hard to be patient in the moment sometimes. But we do have the luxury of reflection. At least from my perspective, Celebrity did a great job handling those viruses on board. They were transparent. They kept us in the loop. They told us everything that was going on. It was definitely a challenge for people embarking. Yesterday is 16 hours before their cruise. They got notified that they would be tested at the cruise port, and then trying to bring in that short period of time testing on board. There's definitely issues, but you know, they'll learn from it. They will adjust from it. And again, they're not alone in this activity. There will be other cruise lines that have this challenge. I'm excited to see what MSC is like tomorrow. They have been doing this for quite a while. I will be tested when I get to the cruise port. I will wear a mask in public areas on the cruise. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what that is like. Okay, we've said a lot. So again, the highlights: Mardi Gras Odyssey on the seas for the very first time. Super exciting. And if you're part of that cruise faithful, if you're cruising in the next 6 months, make sure you add a couple items to your packing list in addition to your sunscreen and your big brilled hat and your tuxedo. Make sure you add a good old dose of patience and a good old dose of grace, because you don't know when things are going to go sideways. It could be going along smooth and boom, you got an issue. So you're going to need your patience and your grace. The question for the comments is this: if you could have a free cruise on Mardi Gras or you could have a free cruise on Odyssey, which one would you take? And what do you think about any of this conversation? Leave a comment below. Thanks so much for checking out the show today. Please hit the like button, or I'm going to tell them at the front desk to give you a wake-up call at 4 a.m. How about that? Do you kids out there know what a wake-up call is? This is Tony with Lido Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.